Happy Labor Day. Got a few that are. It looks like we got a few that are missing. Anyways, get a chance this week to open it up at home. First experience for a bunch of our guys on game day inside of that stadium with a packed house and first ball walk. So look forward to seeing all of our fans. Pleased with the win from Saturday. Today's about how we get better and moving forward. And thought guys were good inside of our meetings and when we ultimately got out on the field too. So looking forward to a good week. ETSU, you look at how they performed on Saturday, a bunch of yards, a bunch of points, and did some really good things on the defense side of the ball too. So constant growth from us. You guys heard me say it after the game on Saturday. This team has been good in their mindset and how they've approached every day. That'll be critical in this week too for our entire team to take a jump. Open it up.
Start back.
Coach Andrew Smith, Johnson City Press. ETSU went with the two-quarterback look there in week one with two former Power 4 guys. Just what challenges does that present for you preparing for that defensively?
Yeah, preparation of who they are and how they play, and the subtleties of what we're doing defensively. As a staff, how you want to call it a little bit different, but both of them played well.
Rob and Adam.
Coach, just after watching the film, how did you evaluate Joey? What did you like? What does he need to improve on?
Yeah, I thought he was good in his decision making, communication. I said that after the football game. Super calm. I thought he used his feet at the right moments. Great demeanor throughout the course of the game. A lot to really like from it.
Josh, you had a lot of guys get their first action in that first game. A lot of guys made their first start. When they go from game one to game two, does the standard raise in any way, or in any way does it raise?
Now standard's the standard, and we're all chasing perfection and understand that it's also not going to be obtainable in this game, but you're certainly chasing it. And we need to take a jump. That's collectively as a team, by unit, and certainly individuals as well. And so got to approach the week the right way.
Brandon up front.
Josh, any update on Jackson and Ricky Gibson, and how concerned are you with defensive tackle depth at this point early in the year?
Well, I like the guys that got more play than maybe anticipated early in the football game. We got some young guys that continue to get better and feel like they're going to be able to play at a high level. Jackson will be out this week. Hope to get him back quickly So in this game, you guys have heard me say it, strength of a position group can't be one guy. Everybody's got to be ready and prepared to play when they get their call, and we got to continue to grow.
What about Ricky?
Ricky will be out for an extended period here. How long, I don't have the exact timeline on, but he'll be out for an extended time.
Paige and then Patrick.
Joshua Josephs mentioned after the game that there was a lot of areas where the defense could improve, specifically in that third and fourth down defense. How can you take the next step forward this week?
It's all 11 playing together. Some of our zone principles, playing those things out based off of the route combinations the right way. Some of that's alignment, some of that's technique off of, the route patterns that they're seeing. Pressure up front, getting home, and forcing the quarterback to get rid of it. All those things play a part of it. Third and long, fourth down, we got to do a better job getting off the field.
Coach, what does it say about Jesse Perry that he's able to go and kind of win the right guard job going into the season, but first game he has to switch over to right tackle, his versatility? How difficult is that as an offensive lineman to go from one position to the other like that?
Yeah, it is difficult playing multiple positions. Jesse moving outside, Wowo going from left to right. I think it's a credit to our staff in preparing these guys, not just during training camp, but during the course of the summer, since they've been here the entire offseason, where they do feel comfortable, they have time on task, and have repped in those spots and have grown. And then it's certainly a credit to the guys that are playing the position to be able to handle that volume and workload.
What specifically have you liked about Sham Umarov that you had the trust in putting him in that left guard?
Yeah, Sham, from the time he's got here, he's done a great job continuing to grow. And I'm just saying on the physical side of it, in the best shape, the ability to move since he's gotten here. Did a great job during the course of our winter, spring, and summer. A guy that continues to invest mentally, understanding the game, fundamentally continued to get better. He's performed at a really high level, through spring ball and during training camp, where we had great trust and belief in him. I'm not sure there's anybody that's more excited when they come out to the practice field than Sham. That guy loves football, loves his teammates, gives everything that he's got every single day, and that's been a huge factor in his growth from the time that he got here.
Back left with Sam, then Wes.
During that trophy celebration, Miles puts the leather helmet on your son Jace. Bryson, Arion are cheering him on. You talked about how you like these players as people too. Yeah. What was that moment like for you, not only as a coach but as a dad, to see that? Yeah,
cool moment for me as a dad to be up there with him and him be a part of it, and the way our guys take him into being a part of our team too is something that's really special. And for me as a kid, I remember those days too, and those are huge memories that I still have, and I'm excited that he gets to be a part of it, our whole family. I think if you watch how we try to incorporate our families into anything that we can do, after practice, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, there's a bunch of wives and a bunch of baby strollers, they get a chance to go have lunch with their dads after practice, and vol walk. I think it's important, not just talking about family, but actually living those things out, and I think it's important your players see that too.
Josh, at least from looking over Saturday's game again, it looked like Joey's scanning the field pretty well when he's out there at quarterback. And for someone who just got here when he did, how much of a concern was that for you going into it when he got here, that he'd be able to kind of pick up things enough to go through progressions? And when did you start to feel pretty good that he could?
I think that's always something that quarterbacks have to grow in, right? And for us not having a time on task on the practice field or in the meeting room with them, you want to see those things, play out in real life. And he's smart. His ability to retain information one day to the next. When we were first doing installs with him, our entire quarterback staff did an elite job of helping him grow really quickly. And then, once you get to training camp, his ability to recall and, really not make the same mistake twice, understand the why behind things, led you to believe that, he was going to be able to execute at a really high level. I thought, in game one, new offense, 3 months on task, he did an elite job of controlling and understanding what was going on around him.
Vincent Page.
You talk about growth through players, and I know everyone's always looking to get better, but what growth have you seen in Joey Halsley since he's been with you on your staff?
Yeah, I think Joey's done a great job, leading our offensive staff. I think, the stability that we've had on that side of the football has been a key component to us to continue to grow, and our teaching patterns to our players, in our concepts and adjustments on game day. Coach Ellerby, Pope, Ablin, Sims has been here for a couple of years now. I think all of that has been a huge help to our growth offensively. Joey's done a tremendous job, as quarterback coach, but offensive coordinator, organization, and helping us continue to find ways to attack defenses.
With the additional injuries to the secondary with Ricky Gibson, how much more important has Colton Hood's performance on Saturday become for like the confidence that you guys can still be successful back there?
Yeah, next guy's up. Colton's performed at a really high level from day one getting here. He's smart, has had position flexibility. He learned multiple spots when he first got here. Super consistent in his competitive makeup every day in the meeting room and on the practice field, and a guy that has had some time on the field, but has continued to grow in a really high level since he first got here. And great teammate, great player, and nobody in our building surprised that he played extremely well on Saturday, and continue to expect big things from him as we go throughout the course of the season.
Austin.
As a veteran coach now, when you have commentators during a game saying things like, he's from the Josh Heupel tree, talking about Jerry Mack and Mitch down at Kennesaw, and they're pushing Wake Forest, or what Alex has done at South Florida and tying him to you as well. Is there an appreciation for that, to see the guys that you've kind of helped mold go elsewhere and have success?
I think leadership roles are about helping people grow. For me, a group of people that I got to take care of is our players, and ultimately, you guys will ask the question after the draft. You want guys to be able to reach and fulfill their dreams, and as players playing at an elite level here and then have an opportunity to go on, it's the same thing with your staff. You want them to have the opportunity to grow and take the next step in their careers too. And super excited about the success that our guys have had, as they've gone and taken head jobs.
Last two, Adam and Patrick.
Ty Redmond seemed to play really well in his debut with Jermod still out and Ricky out. He obviously steps forward in a larger role. What did you guys see out of, or I guess I should ask, were you guys surprised at all that Ty played that well in his first game?
Not surprised. That's how he's performed, throughout the course of training camp, but his growth during spring ball too. Smart football player, has great length, the ability to bend. Fundamentals and technique have continued to grow. He's a guy that is very smart in understanding the scope of what we're doing, and then what offenses are doing as well. And that situational football, it splits. He's a really smart, competitive, talented young player that has a great future in front of him.
Josh, what did you think you got out of your wide receivers, specifically Chris, Mike, and Braylon? And did you think they showed any rust from some of those guys not getting maybe as much time in camp as maybe you guys wanted?
Yeah, Chris was, missed the first half of training camp. Braylon played extremely well early and missed 10 days in the middle of it. Mike got back pretty quickly. Not surprised in how they played or performed. Those guys have been super diligent and consistent in how they've tried to grow since they got here in January, the time that we had with them during spring ball, through the course of the summer. For each of them, different times as far as when they were available during training camp, but all performed at a really high level, and I thought they did an elite job on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. We got Miles, Jesse, and Tyree.